How to make them miss you badly by adopting these. Have you ever felt the hollow ache of someone's absence? The way their laugh echoes in your mind, their scent lingers faintly in the air, and every little thing reminds you of them? It's as if they've etched themselves into the fabric of your being, leaving a gap that no one else can fill. Now imagine being the person who inspires that kind of longing in someone else. It's not manipulation, and it's not about playing hard to get. It's about becoming so irreplaceable, so unforgettable, that your absence is louder than your presence. When you master this art, you're not just remembered, you're craved. Love and relationships, as powerful as they are, often leave us vulnerable. You might have felt it before, the gnawing despair when someone you deeply care for seems indifferent or distant. Maybe you've sent that unanswered text, waited by the phone, or stayed up replaying moments, wondering, do they even think about me? But here's the truth, the key to making someone miss you isn't about chasing them. It's about becoming the kind of person who commands respect, attention, and admiration effortlessly. By focusing on yourself, cultivating your strengths, and living with purpose, you naturally draw people toward you, even in your absence. Seneca once said, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable." When you harness this power, you become magnetic, someone others can't help but think about. This isn't about tricks, it's about transforming yourself into someone whose presence is a privilege and whose absence leaves a void. In this guide, we'll explore the timeless strategies inspired by Stoicism and human connection that make you unforgettable. From mastering emotional detachment to living a purpose-driven life, these practices will help you turn longing into a powerful tool. Let's start with the first and most transformative principle: the power of emotional detachment. Shall we dive in? Part 1. Flaunt your life, the Stoic way. Have you ever noticed how some people effortlessly capture attention? It's not about their looks or charm, it's their purpose and passion that make them irresistible. They seem to radiate a quiet confidence, a magnetism that draws others in. Now imagine if you became that person. Imagine if the one you're thinking about, the one you want to miss you, started wondering, what's going on in their life? Why can't I stop thinking about them? Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By focusing on improving the quality of your life, you shift the narrative. Instead of chasing their attention, you create a life so meaningful, they can't help but notice. Why a purposeful life makes you irresistible. Think about it, when you're fully immersed in living your best life, you naturally spark curiosity and admiration. You become the person who is constantly growing, learning, and thriving. They'll wonder, what's fueling their energy? Why aren't they waiting on me? Imagine you're taking up a new hobby, working on a passion project, or exploring new places. While they're scrolling aimlessly through their phone, you're out there building something meaningful. You're not just someone in their thoughts, you're becoming the thought they can't escape. Practical Stoic actions. Here's how to create a life that speaks louder than words. Engage in activities that reflect growth. Take up hobbies or challenges that expand your skills or knowledge. Whether it's learning a new language, getting into fitness, or volunteering for a cause, these actions showcase your drive and purpose. Share your journey authentically. Post about your journey, not to brag, but to inspire. A photo of you hiking a challenging trail or sharing insights from a book you've read shows depth and determination. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Build relationships with those who inspire and challenge you. Being in the company of vibrant individuals not only enriches your life but also adds to your allure. What they'll notice. By investing in yourself, you shift the dynamic. They won't see someone waiting for their attention but someone worth paying attention to. Your actions will silently say, "I'm living my life fully, and you're missing out." Why this works in the long run. Stoicism teaches us to live authentically and for ourselves, not for validation. By doing so, you become someone who is genuinely confident and independent. This not only draws admiration but also creates a natural longing in the person you want to miss you. Stay tuned for Part 2, the No Contact Rule, Stoic Edition, where we dive into creating space and letting them realize your value. Part 2, the No Contact Rule, Stoic Edition. Distance has a way of sharpening focus. Think of the times you only realized the value of something after it was gone, a favorite routine disrupted, a cherished item misplaced. The same principle applies to relationships and connections. To make someone miss you, sometimes the most powerful action you can take is no action at all. The power of silence. Silence isn't passive, it's a bold, intentional choice. By stepping back, you give the other person the space to feel your absence, to reflect on your value. The no contact rule isn't about manipulation or playing hard to get, it's about creating room for clarity and introspection, for both you and the person you want to miss you. Epictetus captures this beautifully. You are not in control of others, but you are in control of yourself. When you stop trying to influence their thoughts or actions, you reclaim your power. You shift the focus from chasing validation to building your strength and independence. Why absence makes the heart grow fonder. Imagine this, you're constantly texting, calling, or seeking their attention. Over time, this familiarity can dilute your presence. But when you step back, you create a void. Suddenly, your absence becomes noticeable. They might start to wonder, why haven't I heard from them? What are they up to? Did I take their attention for granted? It's human nature to value what feels scarce. By embracing silence, you remind them that your attention isn't a given, it's something meaningful. Practical Stoic steps for no-contact success. Detach from outcomes. Epictetus teaches us, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle: some things are within our control, and some things are not. Focus on what you can control, your actions, your growth, your mindset. Let go of trying to force their thoughts or feelings. Stay busy, stay purposeful. Use the time apart to dive into your passions, work, or self-improvement. Fill your days with activities that enrich you. When they check in, and they will, they'll find someone who's thriving, not waiting. Limit interaction on social media. Avoid the temptation to post cryptic messages or track their online activity. Instead, use your online presence to subtly highlight your growth and independence, without overdoing it. Set a time frame for yourself. Commit to a specific period of no contact, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, or a month. During this time, focus solely on your personal growth. What they'll feel. As the days pass, they'll start to notice the quiet. The texts they used to expect are gone. The familiarity of your presence fades, replaced by a sense of curiosity, and eventually, longing. Why this works in the long run. The no-contact rule is less about them and more about you. By creating space, you shift the focus from seeking their validation to deepening your self-respect and confidence. And when they do reach out, they'll find someone who's stronger, wiser, and even more magnetic than before. Get ready for Part 3, Avoiding the Attention Trap, Stoic Control of Emotions, where we tackle staying composed when they try to provoke a reaction. Part 3, Avoid the Attention Trap, Master Stoic Composure. Here's the truth about human nature: when someone feels your absence, their first instinct might not be to miss you deeply. Instead, they might try to lure you back into the game, on their terms. This could be a, "Hey, just checking in," text, or a sudden flood of likes on your posts. Subtle, yet oh so calculated. But guess what? If you bite the bait, the power shifts right back to them. So, what's the move? Channel your inner Stoic and master the art of restraint. The trap they set. Picture this: you've been embracing silence, and suddenly, bam! There's a message from them. It could be something seemingly innocent like, "I heard this song today and thought of you." Sounds sweet, right? But it's not always about reconnecting. it's often a way to test the waters. Or maybe they're posting stories designed to grab your attention. A selfie with a cryptic caption like, "Some moments are better left unspoken," or a group picture featuring someone new. The goal? To see if you'll crack, react, and come chasing. What Stoicism teaches us. Marcus Aurelius, ever the wise emperor, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In plain English, they can toss all the bait they want, but the choice to engage is yours alone. Reacting impulsively only gives them control. Restraint, on the other hand, is your superpower. How to dodge the attention trap with humor and grace. Be the master of chill. Instead of firing off a reply within seconds, take your time, hours, even days. And when you do respond, if you choose to, keep it light and confident. For instance, them, "Hey, just thought of you today." You, "So I'm still living rent-free in your mind. Must be nice." Laugh off the drama. If they post something obviously meant to get a rise out of you, resist the urge to dig deeper. Let it slide like water off a duck's back. If they ask later why you didn't respond, casually say, "Oh, I assumed that post wasn't about me." Was it? Turn the tables. Here's a Stoic twist. When they fish for your attention, use the opportunity to subtly showcase your growth. Them, "Miss our late night talks." You, "Those were great. These days I've been channeling my late nights into," insert new hobby or achievement. This response shifts the focus back to your growth, not their nostalgia. Why it works. By staying composed, you flip the dynamic. Instead of reacting, you become the calm center of the storm, someone who can't be easily swayed. And trust me, nothing is more intriguing than someone who's unshaken by petty games. The big picture. Avoiding the attention trap isn't about playing hard to get, it's about living in a way that says, "I'm not easily distracted because my life is already full." The more grounded and confident you are, the more they'll realize what they're missing. Up next, Part 4, The Art of Mystery. Keep them guessing, Stoic independence. Prepare to leave them wondering about the one thing they can't resist, the parts of you they can't figure out. Part 4, The Art of Mystery. Keep them guessing, Stoic independence. What's the most magnetic quality a person can have? It's not their looks, their wealth, or their smooth one-liners, it's their mystery. Think about it. The allure of a novel lies not in knowing the ending but in wanting to uncover it. The same principle applies to relationships. If someone feels like they've got you all figured out, the intrigue fizzles faster than soda left open overnight. The solution? Keep them guessing, not by playing games, but by embracing the Stoic art of independence. Why mystery is irresistible. People are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand. It's why cliffhangers keep us binge-watching shows till 3 a.m. or why we Google obscure trivia at midnight. When someone feels like they haven't unlocked all of your layers, their curiosity does the heavy lifting for you. Epictetus wisely said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." In other words, let your actions speak for you. Be a person of depth, not a walking open book. How to master mystery with humor and charm. Be selective in what you share. You don't need to announce every detail of your life like it's breaking news. Instead, share the highlights, but leave room for imagination. Example. Instead of saying, "I just spent my weekend at this new rock climbing gym," try, "Had an interesting weekend." Let's just say it involved heights and adrenaline. Let them wonder about the details. Have your own life. Independence is the cornerstone of mystery. People are drawn to those who have a full, fulfilling life. When they ask, "What have you been up to?" don't just say, "Nothing much." Instead, drop a nugget of intrigue, "Oh, just working on something exciting. I'll tell you about it someday." Leave conversations on a high note. Remember, it's better to leave them wanting more than to overstay your welcome. Example, if they text late at night, resist the urge to keep chatting until you're both half asleep. End with something like, "This has been fun, but I need my beauty sleep. Catch you later." Surprise them with depth. Share an unexpected insight or a thoughtful observation that shows you're more than meets the eye. Them, "I didn't know you were into poetry." You, "It's one of the few things that can make words feel like music." What's your favorite? What Stoicism teaches about mystery. Mystery isn't about hiding who you are, it's about letting your character unfold naturally. Marcus Aurelius put it beautifully. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Don't advertise your values, live them. Let your actions create the intrigue. Why it works. When you're a person of mystery, you give them something to look forward to. They'll find themselves replaying conversations, analyzing your words, and wondering, what's their story? And let's be honest, who doesn't want to be the person others can't stop thinking about? The bottom line. Mystery isn't about manipulation, it's about independence. It's about living a life so full, so rich in experiences, that others can't help but want to be part of it. So go ahead, keep them guessing. Because the less they know, the more they'll want to find out. Up next, Part 5, Strategic Jealousy, Done the Stoic Way, Ethical Attraction. Prepare to learn how to inspire admiration, not envy, and let your growth do the talking. Part 5, Inspire Admiration, Not Envy, The Art of Strategic Jealousy, Stoic Attraction. Imagine this, you're walking through a garden on a sunny day. The air is filled with the scent of blooming flowers, yet there's one rose that stands out, not because it shouts for attention, but because its beauty is undeniable. That's the essence of ethical attraction. You don't force it, you let it grow naturally. When it comes to making someone miss you, the concept of strategic jealousy often gets misused. It's not about manipulation or flaunting other connections to spark insecurity. It's about living a life so rich and fulfilling that others can't help but admire your journey and wish they were part of it. What strategic jealousy really means. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our growth, values, and purpose. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When you focus on building meaningful relationships and pursuing your passions, your life becomes magnetic. People will notice, not because you're seeking validation, but because your authenticity shines through. How to inspire admiration without playing games. Invest in genuine connections. Build relationships that enrich your life. Spend time with friends, family, and colleagues who challenge and inspire you. When your interactions are meaningful, they naturally draw others in. Example, instead of posting staged photos for attention, share a genuine moment, like volunteering for a cause you care about or celebrating a close friend's achievement. Celebrate your achievements quietly. You don't need to announce every milestone with a megaphone. Subtlety often speaks louder. Them, "I heard you got a promotion. Why didn't you say anything?" You, "It's just another step forward. But thank you, it means a lot." This humility shows confidence and makes them wonder what else they might not know about you. Be present, yet independent. Show that you value their presence without clinging. Independence isn't about distancing yourself, it's about showing that your world is full and vibrant, whether they're in it or not. Example, if they ask to hang out, say, "I'd love to, but I've got plans tonight. Let's make it happen soon." Let your life do the talking. When you're growing, learning, and thriving, people naturally take notice. Share moments of joy or growth without expecting anything in return. A simple photo of a book you're reading or a scenic walk can spark curiosity without feeling forced. The Stoic perspective on jealousy. Stoics value substance over show. Instead of seeking attention, focus on living with purpose. Epictetus said, Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will, and then your life will flow well. This means embracing the beauty of your life as it is and letting that authenticity draw others in. Why it works. When you embody confidence and independence, you create an atmosphere of quiet admiration. They'll find themselves wondering, what's making them so fulfilled? What's their secret? That curiosity, born out of genuine admiration, is far more powerful than any manipulative tactic. The bottom line. Strategic jealousy isn't about making them feel inadequate, it's about showing them what a rich and meaningful life looks like. By staying true to your values and celebrating your journey, you become the rose in the garden, the one they can't stop thinking about. Coming up, Part 6, Building Bridges Through Meaningful Connections, the Power of Special Nicknames. Prepare for a deeper dive into creating bonds that last and resonate far beyond words. Part 6, Building Bridges Through Meaningful Connections, the Power of Special Nicknames. There's something magical about a name. Think back to the last time someone gave you a nickname, not just any nickname, but one that captured something unique about you. It made you feel seen, understood, maybe even special. That's the power of meaningful connections, and it's a powerful tool to make someone miss you deeply. Now, we're not talking about cheesy pet names like Snuggle Muffin or Sweet Pea, unless they genuinely fit. The goal here is to create a connection that feels authentic and personal, something that carries weight in your shared history and makes them smile every time they hear it. Why nicknames work. Nicknames aren't just words, they're emotional triggers. They tap into memories, inside jokes, and moments only the two of you share. Seneca once said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." A nickname can mark the start of something special, a bond that deepens over time, even when you're apart. How to choose the perfect nickname. Make it personal. Think about their quirks, talents, or shared experiences. Did they crack an epic joke at a party? Call them Captain Comedy. Are they always stealing your fries? Go with Fry Thief. A nickname tied to a shared moment makes it unforgettable. Keep it playful, not overwhelming. Nicknames should feel light and natural. Avoid ones that could make them cringe in public or sound overly intimate too soon. Let it evolve. Great nicknames often develop organically. Maybe you start with something simple like Ace, and later it becomes the Ace of Hearts as your connection grows. Use it sparingly. The key to a memorable nickname is exclusivity. Don't overuse it, save it for moments when you want to create impact. Practical examples. Friends turned crush. If they're always late, call them Miss Just in Time. It's teasing yet affectionate. Colleague you admire, highlight their strengths with something like Spreadsheet Samurai if they're amazing at organizing. Romantic interest, go for something heartfelt but fun, like Trailblazer if they're adventurous, or Muse if they inspire your creative side. The Stoic twist. The Stoics teach us to value what is within our control. A nickname, when used sincerely, is a reflection of your ability to connect, not control. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." In other words, your nickname should come from a place of genuine appreciation, not manipulation. Why it makes them miss you. A thoughtful nickname becomes a part of their identity, a reminder of your shared connection that lingers even when you're apart. Every time they hear it, whether from you or in their own thoughts, it pulls them back to the moments you've shared. The bottom line. Nicknames are small but powerful bridges between hearts. They're not just words, they're memories, emotions, and connections rolled into one. By choosing a nickname that resonates with meaning, you leave a mark that lingers long after the conversation ends. Coming up, Part 7, Becoming a Source of Inspiration, guiding them to growth and discovery. Get ready to explore how your presence can leave an indelible impact, inspiring them to think of you every step of the way. Part 7, becoming their source of inspiration, the power of guidance. Let's face it, in a world full of surface-level interactions and fleeting moments, being someone's source of inspiration is like being the lighthouse in their stormy sea. When you inspire someone, you don't just linger in their thoughts, you become the foundation for their growth, their ambitions, and even their happiness. Inspiration isn't about being flashy or overly dramatic. It's about embodying values, strength, and vision that make them look at you and think, wow, I want to be better because of them. Why inspiration works? Inspiration creates a lasting emotional bond. It goes beyond attraction or shared interests, it taps into their sense of purpose and identity. When someone feels like you're helping them grow, they won't just miss you, they'll crave your presence. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." The idea is simple: actions speak louder than words. When you live with integrity, resilience, and passion, you naturally inspire others without needing to boast or preach. How to be their guiding light? Share your passions. Passion is contagious. When you're excited about something, whether it's painting, hiking, or mastering a new skill, you ignite curiosity in others. Share your journey with them in a way that invites them to explore alongside you. Example: if you're learning guitar, invite them to jam or share the first song you mastered. Introduce them to new ideas. Being a source of inspiration often means opening their eyes to perspectives or possibilities they hadn't considered. Recommend a thought-provoking book, a motivational podcast, or an inspiring quote that aligns with their struggles or interests. Example: if they're feeling stuck in life, introduce them to Stoic teachings like Marcus Aurelius' Meditations and discuss how it applies to modern challenges. Be consistent in your values. Nothing is more inspiring than someone who lives by their principles. When you stand firm in your beliefs and act with authenticity, it sets a standard they can admire. If you value kindness, let your actions reflect that, even when no one is watching. Encourage their growth. Support their ambitions without being overbearing. Celebrate their wins and offer encouragement when they stumble. Show that you believe in their potential. Example: I know you've been working hard on that project. Your dedication inspires me. I can't wait to see the finished result. Practical scenarios. At work, share tips or tools that help you succeed in a similar task, subtly positioning yourself as a mentor figure. In friendships, encourage them to pursue hobbies or skills they've mentioned wanting to try. If they love cooking, gift them a recipe book or sign up for a cooking class together. In romance, show genuine interest in their goals and dreams. Instead of just saying, "That's cool," ask, "How can I support you in making that happen?" The Stoic perspective. Stoicism teaches us that true influence isn't about controlling others but empowering them. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." Inspiration doesn't come from competition or trying to outshine others. It comes from being so firmly rooted in your own growth that your light naturally guides those around you. Why it makes them miss you. When you inspire someone, you become synonymous with their growth and progress. They'll associate their moments of success, clarity, or happiness with your presence. Every time they make a decision, overcome a challenge, or take a step forward, they'll think of you as the catalyst. The bottom line: inspiration is a gift that keeps on giving. By embodying your values and helping them discover theirs, you leave an unforgettable mark. They won't just miss you because of what you said or did, they'll miss how you made them feel empowered, capable, and alive. Get ready to learn how giving them freedom can deepen their longing for you. Part 8: Respecting their space while strengthening your bond, the art of balance. Have you ever tried holding on to sand? The tighter you grip, the more it slips through your fingers. Relationships often work the same way. Clinging too tightly can suffocate connection, while letting go a little allows it to grow stronger. Respecting their space isn't about neglect or indifference. It's about understanding the power of freedom in deepening emotional bonds. The philosophy behind space. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "No man is free who is a slave to his emotions." When we don't allow someone the space to be themselves, we inadvertently project our fears and insecurities onto them. By respecting their autonomy, we show them that we value their individuality and trust the strength of the connection. Ironically, it's this freedom that often pulls them closer. Why space makes them miss you. When you give someone the room to miss you, their focus shifts from your presence to your absence. They begin to notice what life feels like without your insights, laughter, or support. Space creates contrast, and contrast creates longing. Think of it as a melody. Without the pauses, the music becomes noise. How to respect their space effectively. Avoid constant communication. Bombarding them with texts, calls, or updates can come across as clingy, even if it's well-intentioned. Instead, pace your communication to allow them time to process their own thoughts. Example, instead of texting them every morning, try sending a thoughtful message once in a while that truly adds value, like sharing an inspiring story or asking about something important to them. Encourage their individual growth. Celebrate their independence and support their solo pursuits. When they see you cheering for their personal growth, they'll associate those achievements with your presence. Example, if they're into painting, suggest they spend time exploring an art class, even if you're not involved. Focus on your own life. Use this time to work on yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Your journey of self-improvement won't just make you more attractive, it'll also remind them of the dynamic person you are. Example, dive into a hobby, hit the gym, or learn a new skill. When they see how much you thrive on your own, they'll be drawn to your energy. Be present when together. Paradoxically, giving space also means being fully engaged when you're with them. Quality matters more than quantity. When you do interact, ensure they feel valued and heard. Practical scenarios. In friendship, let your friend have time with other people or explore their hobbies. Meanwhile, strengthen your own social circles, making your time together feel more meaningful. In romantic relationships, avoid constantly checking on them or trying to interpret their every move. Instead, let them come to you. When they do, welcome them warmly without questioning why they were distant. In the workplace, if a colleague seems overwhelmed, step back and let them manage things their way, showing that you trust their abilities. What happens when you give space? By respecting someone's space, you allow them to reflect on the relationship and appreciate its value. They'll begin to associate your presence with comfort and support, rather than pressure or obligation. It's a subtle yet powerful way of deepening emotional connections without forcing them. The Stoic perspective. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions and emotions. Epictetus said, "Seek not that the things which happen should happen as you wish, but wish the things which happen to be as they are, and you will have a tranquil flow of life." This wisdom reminds us that we can't control how much someone thinks of us. What we can control is how we show up in their life, balanced, confident, and secure. The bottom line. Respecting space isn't about pushing someone away, it's about inviting them to come closer, willingly and meaningfully. By showing that you trust their independence and value your own, you create a relationship dynamic based on mutual respect and genuine longing. Next up, Part 9, Stop Playing Detective, Keeping Your Mind Calm and Collected. Learn why letting go of overanalysis makes you more magnetic. Imagine this, you're scrolling through social media, analyzing every post, every like, every emoji from the person you're drawn to. You're replaying their words from your last conversation, dissecting every pause and inflection. You think you're being proactive, but in reality, you're pulling yourself deeper into a spiral of anxiety and overthinking. Does this sound familiar? When you turn into a relationship detective, you're not just exhausting yourself, you're undermining the natural flow of connection. Stoic wisdom offers an antidote. Stop trying to control what's outside of you, and start mastering your inner peace. Why overanalysis pushes them away. Overthinking is often a byproduct of insecurity, and it creates a sense of desperation that's hard to hide. When you're constantly trying to figure them out, it sends a message: you don't trust them, or worse, you don't trust yourself. It creates pressure. They might feel suffocated by your need for constant reassurance. It undermines your confidence. The more you analyze their every action, the more you doubt your own worth. It blocks natural connection. Genuine relationships thrive on ease and flow, not on investigations and assumptions. The Stoic perspective on overthinking. Epictetus said, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger." In the context of relationships, this means redirecting the energy you spend scrutinizing them toward better understanding yourself. What triggers your overthinking? How can you address those insecurities? The key is to cultivate trust in your own value rather than seeking constant validation from someone else. How to stop playing detective. Limit your social media consumption. Social media is a breeding ground for overthinking. Avoid the temptation to check their activity or interpret their posts. Example: if they haven't responded to your message, resist the urge to scan their recent updates for clues. Their online behavior rarely reflects their deeper feelings. Focus on their actions, not speculation. Instead of analyzing what they might mean, pay attention to how they show up. Are they consistent, kind, and engaged when they're with you? Example: if they make an effort to spend time with you and share meaningful moments, trust that those actions speak louder than a delayed text reply. Practice mindful detachment. Use mindfulness techniques to ground yourself when anxiety creeps in. Take a deep breath, acknowledge your feelings, and redirect your focus to the present moment. Example: when you feel the urge to dig for clues, go for a walk, journal your thoughts, or immerse yourself in a hobby. Build self-assurance. Remind yourself of your intrinsic value. You don't need to prove yourself or crack the code of their behavior. Confidence is inherently attractive. Example: write down affirmations like, "I am enough just as I am," and revisit them whenever self-doubt arises. Practical scenarios. Friendship: if a friend seems distant, resist the urge to assume the worst. Instead, give them space and check in casually: "Hey, just thinking of you. Hope all is well." Romantic relationships: if your crush isn't texting as much, don't spiral into, "Are they losing interest?" Instead, focus on how they treat you when you're together. Workplace dynamics: if a colleague isn't responding to your emails, avoid jumping to conclusions. Consider external factors like workload before personalizing the delay. What happens when you let go? By stepping back and choosing not to overanalyze, you regain your sense of peace and self-control. This calm energy is magnetic. It shows that you're secure in yourself and aren't seeking constant reassurance. Paradoxically, letting go makes them more likely to reach out, drawn to your confidence and ease. The Stoic bottom line. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The moment you stop trying to control or decipher someone else's actions, you reclaim your energy and emotional clarity. This not only strengthens your connection with them but also deepens your relationship with yourself. So, stop playing detective and start trusting in the natural ebb and flow of relationships. By focusing on your own growth and staying grounded in the present, you create a space where connection can flourish organically. The next part. Investing with intention. Discover how setting boundaries and valuing yourself can make them yearn for your presence. Part 10. Invest intentionally. Set standards that command respect. When you give freely and without boundaries, it might seem like a noble act. But in the realm of relationships, unreserved giving often leads to a dangerous imbalance. The more you invest in someone without setting clear expectations, the more likely they are to take your presence for granted. True value is recognized when it's paired with clear standards, and that's where the Stoic philosophy offers profound guidance. Why boundaries are essential. Relationships thrive not on overgiving, but on mutual respect. When you overextend yourself in an effort to be liked or appreciated, it can backfire in two ways. Your efforts lose value. If you're always available, your time and energy may no longer feel special or meaningful to them. Example, think of someone who always says yes to plans. After a while, their availability becomes expected, not cherished. You lose yourself. When you prioritize their needs over your own, you risk neglecting your goals, values, and emotional well-being. This leads to resentment and burnout. Example, canceling your commitments repeatedly just to accommodate theirs may seem selfless, but it erodes your self-respect over time. Stoic wisdom on intentional giving. Epictetus said, "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master." In relationships, this translates to mastering how and when you give. Your time, effort, and attention are precious commodities. Give them purposefully, not out of desperation, but as a reflection of your values and self-worth. How to invest intentionally. Define your non-negotiables. Identify what's most important to you in a relationship: mutual respect, honesty, emotional support, and don't compromise on these values. Example, if consistent communication matters to you, make it clear early on, "I value honesty in open conversations." Set healthy boundaries. Create clear limits on your time and energy. Saying no isn't rejection, it's self-respect. Example, if they repeatedly cancel plans last minute, let them know your time is valuable. "I'd love to spend time together, but I need a little more notice." Give with a full cup. Ensure your generosity stems from a place of abundance, not depletion. Only give what you can without sacrificing your well-being. Example, offer to help them solve a problem, but don't shoulder their responsibilities at the expense of your own. Recognize reciprocity. Invest in people who match your efforts. This doesn't mean keeping score, but ensuring a balance of giving and receiving. Example, if you're always initiating plans, take a step back and see if they reciprocate. Genuine interest will reveal itself. Practical scenarios. Friendship, you always drive across town to see a friend who rarely makes the effort. Politely suggest meeting halfway next time. "I'd love to catch up, but could we meet somewhere closer for both of us?" Romantic relationships. If they frequently prioritize work over quality time, express your feelings constructively. "I understand your career is important, but I'd love to carve out time for us too." Family, if a family member often asks for favors but rarely checks in on you, consider saying, "I'm happy to help, but I'd appreciate if we could spend time together just catching up too." The beauty of conditional investment. When you establish boundaries and prioritize self-respect, your value becomes clear, not only to others but also to yourself. People are naturally drawn to those who value their own worth, as it sets a standard for how they should be treated. This creates a healthy dynamic of mutual appreciation rather than one-sided effort. The Stoic perspective. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In relationships, this wisdom applies to not lowering your standards out of fear of losing someone. Instead, maintain your integrity and let them rise to meet you. Conclusion. Investing intentionally is not about withholding affection or playing games. It's about ensuring your time and energy are directed toward relationships that nurture your growth and fulfillment. By setting standards and honoring your worth, you create a space where connection is based on respect, not convenience. Next up, the final chapter, the magnetic power of self-assurance, how your unwavering confidence can become the ultimate key to leaving a lasting impression. Conclusion. Become unforgettable by letting go. Attraction isn't forged in the frantic chase or desperate gestures, it blossoms in your confidence, self-possession, and willingness to let life unfold naturally. By adopting these Stoic principles, you change the dynamic entirely. You stop striving for their attention and start commanding it effortlessly. When you embrace the teachings of Stoicism, you don't just become someone they miss, you become someone they can't forget. Your self-assured presence, your ability to live fully without clinging, and your respect for their space create a magnetic force that draws them back, not out of obligation, but out of admiration. Marcus Aurelius said it best. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars, and see yourself running with them. This is your journey. You are the architect of your own fulfillment, and when you prioritize your growth, your happiness, and your purpose, you naturally inspire others to want to be part of your story. Let them miss you, not because you begged for their attention, but because you radiated a life so rich and fulfilling that they couldn't help but long to share it. This is the power of living with strength, purpose, and integrity, the power of living stoically. Before you go, here's a meaningful challenge. Apply these principles to your life this week. Focus on your growth, detach from the need for external validation, and watch as your confidence transforms the way others see you. Drop a comment below with your favorite Stoic insight or write, "I choose to be unforgettable," to commit to this journey. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Victory Stoic. Let's continue to explore the wisdom of Stoicism and how it empowers us to thrive in relationships and in life. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay strong, stay stoic, and let life unfold. See you in the next video.